Hello and welcome to this video, which is overlooking a very pleasant village here, and it's going to be metal chests and also refined relocation too. Let's start with metal chests. So metal chests adds a variety of different chests to the game, and here's the copper chest, 45 inventory spots. Here we've got the iron chest with 54. Silver is 72, gold is 81, 108 for the diamond chest, and similarly 108 for the obsidian chest, although that is slightly stronger. Now if we wanted to, you might have noticed that this copper chest has got a little funnel on top of it, and that is all down to refined relocation 2. I just wanted to point out there are the upgrades as well, and the minecarts. Let's move on to refined relocation 2. So MetalChests has got interoperability with refined relocation 2, and that you can use these chests with it. And there's lots of cool stuff in refined relocation. So the first thing you might want to look at is the sorting upgrade. So if we look at the different chests, right, you can see we can get these sorting chests. So the way you would actually turn it into that sorting chest would be to shift right click, and you can see it makes that, and also opens up the inventory, which I'll talk about in a minute. We can also get this thing, which is the connector, the sorting connector. So if you shift on this chest, you can see that when I'm maintaining holding down shift, and it doesn't work with normal chest. But once we click on the refined relocation chest, it has this little yellow box around it. So these are two different networks at the moment, but do that, and they're all part of the same network. So it's a way of getting like small little networks, not like any of these like big, like massive networks, but just small networks, and trying to do some sort of sorting with it. That's the whole point of the mod in a way. Let's turn the attention now to this little system here. So what I'm going to do is explain this. So this is the block extender. So the block extender, if you can see that little the little square with the yellow and red in it, when you place the block, you have to face it towards what you want it to extend, and it allows you to access the one face of that block, and then you can access more sides, basically another 5. And what you can do is you can do certain things. So you can put these filters in. So what I've done is an output filter. So I'm going to output into the hopper beneath. And what I've said in this output, I've used what's called a preset filter. There's a variety of different filters. You can select by name. We've got the mod filter, so we can choose between all the mods I've currently got installed on this instance. And we've got the creative tabs, so we can look through the creative tabs. And we've also got the one I'm using at the moment, which is the preset filter. And that's actually what I'm going to talk about pretty much the whole video. Now, in the preset filter, I've selected some items. So I've got all food, all dyes, and all fuel. So you've got to imagine that this chest is going to be like the input chest, where I drop off a lot of different stuff. And what I've done is I put the food, the dyes, and the fuel, and they're going to go to this network. And then in this one, I've got ingots, nuggets, and gems. Okay, now on top of that, what I've done is I've got an extra level of sorting here. So here in this chest, I've said I'm going to have all food. And now in this one, we're going to have all dyes and all fuel, right? So if we then put in a selection of stuff, so we'll put in some of that, some of that, and some of that. So there we go. So now when we look at this, we can see that the food has gone in here, and the cactus and the coal has gone in there. So if we then do the same for this, let's have a look at what would be a good one to do. Maybe iron, and then we've got nuggets, and what about some emeralds as well? Why not? So you can see, so one of the interesting things is that by placing the chest when creating the network, it's automatically able. the chests are actually able to talk to each other. So the chest, so you say this chest knows not to, the other chest wants this stuff, right? And then that other chest will go and eat it. So there's, oh yeah, there's also this thing as well. So there's different ways to like this. So this is really just an extension of what I was talking about before. But for instance, in this chest, I've got ores for this one, and then we've got this is a fuel one. So I could have multiple chests all going down this line, and then it would know to put them in the right chests, right? All I'm showing here really is there's actually some interesting stuff with these filtered hoppers as well. Like I've been messing around with the filtered hoppers. So I said this was all ingot, but I blacklisted the ingots. So let's have a look. Let's do a blacklist of ingots actually. And on this one, I don't have too much in there. Let's have a look what I've got in here. Nothing. Okay, so if I blacklist ingots, we'll take a look at the furnace. We'll remove that. Well, actually, there's loads of coal in here already, I think. We'll just put some iron in this chest. Okay, so I mean, it's fairly obvious how it's all going into the furnace, right? Now keep in mind with this hopper, this is blacklisted on ingots, right? So let's take everything out here. Just get rid of this. And you'll notice, if we take these out as well, that this chest is actually receiving all the ingots. That should be working. Down into this. Now that's right. Actually, this chest doesn't receive the ingots. This is actually an interesting point about this. The reason this chest doesn't receive the ingots, because when you're using the filtered hopper, you actually have to specify what you actually want, right? So it automatically is just blacklists everything. So if I did want to get this, I would need to whitelist the ingots. So let's whitelist the ingots. Make sure it's whitelist, and then there. So that's the interesting thing. You have to assume that but what I could do, for instance, so one way of looking at this is that if I allow certain things in the top chest, like for instance, if I wanted to add to this, right? So I put some oak wood in here. So let's have a look at this situation. We've got some oak wood in there. We'll make sure the oak wood's cooking. So let's think about what might happen here. So here, we've whitelisted ingots, and in this one we've blacklisted ingots. We don't want that there. So you can see it still doesn't actually come in. We could try a mod filter here and just do this. Let's see how that one works. Okay, so that's a good way to get the charcoal through. So there's various different ways to filter things, and you've got 3 different items here, and on top of that you have all these filters here. We've got a slot lock, stack limiter, block extender, but yeah, I've kind of shown most of these. The sorting interface I guess didn't show. A lot of these things, like this, just gives you this interface. You've got the priority as well, so you can lower and increase the priority. And that's about it really. So thanks for watching.